Hello, I'm Colin Sullivan.
And I'm Megan Honey.
And this is Almost Live, a show that'll give you the who's who and what's what of Telluride and Mountain Village. On today's show, Catherine Warren's back with her Warren Commission. She's going to talk about the local arts and entertainment scene. Patrick Latcham has his Through the Window weather. And Megan Honey's going to be sitting down with Michael Raver and Kat Lee Covert, the stars of Telluride Theater's Taming of the Shrew, playing now in the park.
Also, we're going to learn a little bit about a Northern Italian Soave from Patrick Legan's The Wine Geek Food Freak. And then we're going to hit our retro ride, which is a 2004 fifth grade production of Midsummer's Night Dream. Let's head to Patrick with Through the Window weather.
Thanks, Megan. This is Patrick Latcham with your Through the Window weather report. Monsoon season is here and it is in full effect. Friday through Sunday, we have an 80% chance of precipitation. And then on Monday through Wednesday, we have a chance of scattered thunderstorms. So not only is monsoon season here, but we also are having a lot of lightning and thunder right now. Just the other day, we had lightning hit our house and it blew up part of our driveway. And so just be sure to be safe and take that into consideration when you're planning your day's activities. Be sure to stay tuned for some more weather information and recommendations on some of the best activities to experience this week.
Thanks, Patrick. Let's head over to Colin Sullivan and Catherine Warren for the Warren Commission.
And we're back with Catherine Warren and her Warren Commission.
Hi, Colin. How's it going?
Hi, Catherine. It's going well. I would like to hear about some music.
All right. Well, this weekend is a great chance to focus on our local talent right here in Telluride. We don't really have any major music festivals, except for a small one at the Opera House. I'll talk about it in a second. But we start on Friday at noon at La Marmont with Porch Couch, featuring Tyler Simmons and Danny D'Alessandro, two very talented local musicians who've started playing together and playing at bars and restaurants all over town.
And I assume on their porch and on their couch.
Yes, yes. You can see their porch right on Main Street, that little house between Steamy's and the Telluride Alpine Lodging office.
That's where all the music's made, kids. What else we got going on?
And then later on Friday, up in Mountain Village, we have their Music on the Green series, and this week features The Mostess. That is not a typo, The Mostess. They're playing in Reflection Plaza from 5 to 7. They're coined as Heavy Americana, and their website says, as most Telluriders love, that they draw influences from the Grateful Dead, but their music's also influenced by jazz, a little bit of rock, Americana.
Nice.
That's free in Mountain Village from 5 to 7, Cash Bar, right outside Hotel Madeline.
Great.
If you're in town on Friday, this is a show I'm personally excited about, not only because it's where I work, but also it's a very dear friend of mine. We have Emily Scott Robinson playing at the Show Bar at the Sheridan Opera House.
Scott Robinson. I got very excited there for a second.
Yes.
She's come back into town, and she's actually just spent a year on the road, hasn't she? Mm-hmm. Just playing in bars and coffee shops and all sorts of stuff.
Big music festivals too. She just got back from Woody Guthrie's Folk Fest in
Really?
Oklahoma.
Wow.
And you know, being the music nerd that I am and being a friend of hers, I've really enjoyed watching her career continue to grow, and we're so happy to have her in Telluride or at the Sheridan on Friday night.
Nice. Sheridan Friday night, 5:30 to 7. Is that what it is?
And
Okay,
that's
great.
in our show bar, that new space down on the
Nice.
first floor. It's a sort of happy hour prelude to the Americana Fest that is happening at the Sheridan Opera House.
Which is pretty much almost sold out.
Pretty much
right?
sold out.
Okay.
If you're watching this on Friday, go ahead and check online at SheridanOperaHouse.com. You never know what seats may become available.
Right.
We've got Rodney Foster playing after Emily, later at 8 o'clock at the Opera House. And then on Saturday night, we have Rodney Crowell playing at the Opera House, and that show's been sold out for a while. But we're having some tickets returned to us, so check the website and see if there's anything available.
Great. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Catherine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Traveling to high altitude can promise beautiful views and exciting adventures, but it could also give you a dose of mountain sickness. I'm Dr. Peter Hackett, founder and director of the Institute for Altitude Medicine here in Telluride. Mountain sickness results from the low oxygen in the atmosphere at high altitudes, typically above 8,000 feet, like here in Telluride. We see altitude sickness in mountain climbers, hikers, skiers, and people who travel to high altitude, especially those coming from sea level. In most cases, symptoms are mild and very much like a hangover. They include headache, dizziness, some trouble sleeping, fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea or vomiting, rapid heart rate, and shortness of breath with exertion. Severe cases of mountain sickness are rare. Symptoms may include a bluish gray or pale complexion, chest tightness, cough and congestion, mental confusion, and decreased consciousness, inability to walk in a straight line, and shortness of breath at rest. In any case, early diagnosis is critical, as altitude sickness is easier to treat in early stages. Remember, if you are new to high altitude, minimize the intake of alcohol in the first 24 hours. Drink plenty of water, even when you don't feel thirsty. And don't overdo it, especially your first couple of days, while your body is acclimatizing. Mountain sickness goes away in 12 to 24 hours all by itself, but with rest, water, and ibuprofen or Tylenol for a headache, it goes away sooner. More serious cases we treat here at the medical center with oxygen or medications, and almost always we can keep the person here to enjoy their vacation.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Stay hydrated out there. All right, it's time for Community Buzz.
Community buzz.
What's buzzing?
Everything. It's summer. It's my favorite season in Telluride. One of my favorite things to do is the Via Ferrata. Have you ever done it?
I did it a long time ago,
Yeah.
and it freaked me out then, and it freaks me out now just to watch. Tell the people what the Via Ferrata is.
So the Via Ferrata is this, at the end of town, there is this large cliff band, and years ago people drove iron bars into the rock, and you can belay yourself in and basically scale the band of this cliff, and it's very cool. If you don't like heights, probably don't do it because it's a lot. It's pretty intense. Yeah. But it's very, very fun. It's a fun thing to do. If you have friends in town who aren't afraid of heights, it's an easy thing to do. I also really enjoy going up into the basins. It's wildflower season right now. The wildflowers are just going absolutely crazy in Telluride. So if you get up, you can go into Yankee Boy, into Gold King, anything above the waterfalls, you're just going to get crazy wildflowers right now. And I really enjoy that part of summer.
You can go to any of the local stores and get a map, right? Most of it's on the hiking trails and things like that.
Absolutely.
Via Ferrata is the iron road, right?
It is.
Hence the those
the
things,
iron
yes,
rods
pounded into the.
It's safe, I promise.
It's totally safe. I just am freaked out about
Yeah,
being
that's
clipped
fair.
into a mountainside with nothing below you. But if you want to do rock climbing without all the effort of actually climbing up there, go to the Via Ferrata.
Makes you feel pretty cool too,
Yeah.
which is my goal in life.
There you go. We have the Jazz Fest coming up,
Yeah.
right?
And who's headlining?
Huh?
Who's headlining?
Mr. Gray.
Macy Gray.
We're really good. She may get bumped for us.
She might bring us on stage,
Just
actually.
doing an impression of her. That's awful. Don't do that, Macy Gray. That's not good for your career. All right. We have to thank some people who make the show possible. Can we do it?
Yeah.
All right. So, Telluride TV is a community-supported television station, and I want to thank our sponsors, the towns of Telluride and Mountain Village, the Telluride Foundation, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Corporation. Thanks, guys. We couldn't do it without you.
Hey, let's head over to Patrick Legans, our wine geek food freak, and he's going to talk a little bit about a Northern Italian Soave.
Hi, I'm Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak. Today, I've opened a 2015 La Cappuccina Soave from Northern Italy. The earliest I could come across the wine was in Romeo and Juliet in the 16th century. Romeo and Juliet toast a local white wine, and that was set in Verona. This is the only local white wine, so it was assuredly the Garganega grape. They taste the wine, they have their first kiss, and Romeo exclaims, "Suave," which means smooth. And to this day, the old-timers in Italy, they'll argue, was he talking about the wine or was he talking about the kiss? The wine is traditionally made 100% Garganega grapes. It's done surly, so it's been aged on the lees. That means the dead yeast cells for 5 months. This is one of my favorite Suaves. Very affordable, beautiful straw yellow color. The nose for me, I get acacia flower. Nice lime zest, I believe. On the palate, straight up stone fruit, like white. I get a lot of white peach. I think it pairs perfectly well with salmon, shrimp, any real seafood dish. A lot of lighter cheeses, by the way, and without question, a wine that is opened often in my house. So we started with Shakespeare. We should end with some Shakespeare. Remember, those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grappled to thy soul with hoops of steel. Salud.
Thanks so much, Patrick. I can't wait to try that wine. You guys, I am so excited. I am sitting down with Catley Covert and Michael Raver, the stars of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, which is playing in the park right now, put on by Telluride Theater. You guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Sure.
So excited to be here with you. So, you guys, we're going to get to know these two a little bit. Kat, can you tell us a little bit about how you got to Telluride and some of your background and your credentials in acting in the theater world?
Oh, well, how long do we have?
Many minutes.
So I came to Telluride for Bluegrass in 2012, Common Story, and worked at the Bean booth with Megan McCormick and Ryan Warner, and they offered me a job at the Bean, and I was living in Denver at the time, and I said, cool, yeah. So came down to Telluride, and then in the spring of 2013, I did Hair.
That was your first Telluride Theater
That was
production?
my first, yes.
That was the first one I ever saw, too, ever.
Yeah, got naked on stage, really welcomed myself into town. And have been doing pretty much everything with them ever since. And, performing, choreographing, all of the above.
That's kind of your forte, is the dance thing, right?
Yes, I would say
you are a
that.
dancer.
I would say was dancer, actor, singer, for sure.
Awesome.
But entertainer above all.
Entertainer. I would say that too. If someone were to ask me to describe you, she's an entertainer, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Michael, what about you? What is your credentials with theater? I'm sure it is a very long list. If you
It's so funny. I never actually thought that it was a long list until I came here, and people have been telling me that it's a long list. But I'm from New York originally, and I went to drama school in New York. And the way that this kind of came my way was that a mutual friend it was like a friend of a friend, Colin had contacted them because he wanted to find somebody to play this role. Right. And I was in the middle of doing a show in New York, and I got a text message from Colin, and he said, I need a Petruchio, and I thought, I was like, yeah, right, I'm going to play Petruchio, sure I am. But it worked out, though. We spoke on the phone that night for about 2 hours about the play and about Shakespeare, and then I think it was like a week and a half later, I was on an airplane.
Yeah.
My show closed. And the other thing also is that they were in rehearsal for a little while before I got here. So there was a lot of catch-up, which I also was not... I'd never been in a situation like that before, and I definitely never been in a situation where I was dealing with altitude sickness, which totally knocked me in the face.
Yeah, welcome to Telluride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm past it now, I think, so that's, I think.
Hopefully. So you're in the middle of your show run, so I would hope that you're feeling a little better.
Yeah.
But I saw the production on Monday night, and you guys killed it. Can you tell me a little bit about this is obviously a very challenging play. Probably one of the most talked about in the realm of Shakespeare as far as subservient women go. Can you talk a little bit, for you, how you played that part?
Well, it's actually interesting because I've had so many conversations with so many people about it, and obviously in a lot of ways, especially with Kate's final speech, and a lot of people in this town knowing me are beyond shocked that these words are coming out of my mouth. But Colin even said last night that he chose the play when he thought that a woman was going to be president.
Oh, wow.
So, it's really interesting to look at where we are in the political climate of everything. But at the same time, this story to me is really more about two people really understanding each other. And I think that, a lot of that is really messy and really honest and can be really gross.
Two really messed up people.
Yeah, yes. But I mean... but who can't stay away from each other because, you know, when you meet that person, you're like, yes, you get me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was that hard for you to be like super physical with a female cast member?
Well,
in that,
I
is that hard for you?
Yeah, it's really hard. I want to just make it known, though, that most of the physical stuff is an extension of what's emotionally happening between the two of them.
Right.
And I also, for people who may be watching this who aren't familiar with the play, that's not to imply, and I'm sure that's obviously not what you were implying, that I'm beating her up or anything. It's actually the other way around. You do most of the
Very
beating up.
she does most of the beating.
Yeah, she really does. But I think to sort of piggyback on what Kat just said, that these two people, their emotional vocabulary it's their own kind, you know? And I think that when they meet each other, they realize, oh, you're of my species.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time that the play gets to its conclusion, I think for people who misinterpret what she says at the end, that she's subjugated, that's not exactly what happens to her.
Right.
And that's not necessarily his intention either.
Right.
So I think that by the end of it, the fact that the other characters in the play maybe still don't get it, we have the luxury of, as Kate and Petruchio, of finding that absolutely hilarious. That you guys just still, like, after all of this Sturm and Drang, you still don't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't care because we get it.
Because you get it.
And
Right.
that's,
I love that.
At the end of the day, that's kind of the most important thing about relationships, right? As long as you feel like the other person sees you well, the rest of it kind of ceases to matter.
Of course. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. You guys stay tuned because these two are going to act out a scene for us from the play, and it's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned. Hey, right now we're going to check out a retro ride of a 2004 fifth grade production of Midsummer Night's Dream.
Peter Quince, the director of the play. I'm Alex and I do the lights. I'm Ashley, the helper of the Duke's court. Willow, a dancing fairy. Titania, the lovely fairy queen. Flute, one of the botanicals that plays a girl in the play. Announcer from ancient Greece. Buttercup, the dancing fairy.
Theseus is so fun.
That's about dancing fairy. Puck, a mischievous little goblin.
Raven, the dancing fairy.
Mustard Seed, Titania's fairy. Announcer from ancient Greece. Little Sparrow, singing fairy. Fury, a sword fighter. Snowdrop, a dancing fairy. Moth, a fairy! Roseberry, dancing fairy. Blaze, a sword fighter. My name's Jasmine and I'm a dancing fairy. Hermia, engaged to loving Lysander. Whippoorwill, the singing fairy.
Nick Bottom, a weaver and a ham actor who plays heroes.
Thistle, a dancing fairy. Helena, in love with the demanding Demetrius. Chickadee, a singing fairy.
Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons, Theseus' bride-to-be.
Olivia, sword fighter.
Starling, a tailor that plays the moon.
Meadowlark, a singing fairy.
Snout, the wall.
Snow, a stupid furniture maker that plays the lion in the play.
Cobweb, Titania's fairy. Lysander, Hermia's loving sweetheart.
Hercules, swordsman.
Xena, sword fighter. Demetrius, Hermia's demanding admirer.
I'm Peaseblossom and I'm Titania's fairy.
Theseus, the noble Duke of Athens.
Aegeus, Hermia's demanding father.
That was really great, huh?
It was.
It was really cute.
It was pretty special.
Angela Watkins, who was one of the founders of the Telluride Repertory Company back in 1990, has actually been doing that work with the kids in schools, in like elementary school. It's 5th grade Shakespeare, but the 5th grade used to be part of the elementary school. They've been doing that like a full production for years now. I think like 15 years.
That is so impressive for kids that age to be able to do that.
It's wild. I like in the there's like that little piece of the video where they're just like all talking about their roles and stuff, and some of the roles are not like even really in Shakespeare. They're just sort of like.
But they matter.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. Well, it's so cute too, the costumes and stuff like that. But some of these kids, I mean, you know, we had a lot of really amazing actors here. There's a bunch of them actually that have grown up through that and are now like.
In your production of
in
Shakespeare.
Production, in like the main stage
so,
production.
That is so impressive.
It's super impressive. They're way better than I was. It's very jealous. Very jealous.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have 30 years of archival footage here at Telluride TV, and if you want to get any of your footage on the Retro Ride, you can contact us at tim@TellurideTV.org.
And now let's go to Patrick with Through the Window Weather.
Thanks, Megan. This is Patrick Latcham with your Through the Window weather report. Monsoon season is here and it is in full effect. Friday through Sunday, we have an 80% chance of precipitation. And then on Monday through Wednesday, we have a chance of scattered thunderstorms. So it is very important to consider the weather when planning your activities, especially during the monsoon season. As I mentioned last week, be sure to get out early in the morning so that you can experience these beautiful clear skies. Also, with all the lightning that we're having lately, that's also important to consider. You know, this isn't the best time to be summiting 14ers because the weather can come in very quickly. I recommend doing some of our lower hikes, and even things just like the Judd Weeby right outside of town are a lot of fun right now. It's also a great time to be getting out for some early morning mountain bike rides, and then in the afternoon when some of these storms are coming in, be sure to check out the Nugget and see what movies are playing there. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Well, Almost Live is almost over, and we had a great show.
We did. Thanks a lot for watching.
Yeah, but if you missed it, you can watch it on Channel 12 throughout the weekend.
Oh, wait. We have one more thing for you guys. It's a special treat. Michael and Kat, who sat down with you earlier, they're going to do a little scene for us from Taming of the Shrew. Michael and Kat, take it away.
Good morrow, Kate. For that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard? But something hard of hearing they call me Catherine that do speak of me?
You lie. In faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates. But Kate, take this of me, Kate, of my consolation, hearing thy virtues spoke of, thy mildness praised in every town, and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved. In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why? What's immovable?
A joined stool.
I must hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Oh, come, in faith, Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Well taken and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Oh, come, in faith, you wasp, you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy, then, is to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours. If you talk of tails, and so farewell.